Okay, I can't find the one that I posted a comment on about this police officer's brutality towards this girl. Anyway, go to my YouTube and you'll see the other video of what I have said about what I think about how he treated her. Anyway, I was going somewhere with what I was saying and I kind of forgot what I was talking about and went off onto something else. So I'm going to bring it back to that. In the newspaper, the Seattle Police Department and the news are trying to link the police shooting and the four cop vehicles that got burned here in Seattle with the police brutality march of October 22nd. Revolution Books is a block down from Occidental Park, and they had a police brutality march on October the 22nd. Their main goal was talking about Malika Calhoun, the girl in the video shown being kicked, kneed in the stomach by the police officer, and then grabbed by her hair, slammed up against the wall by her head, and then grabbed her by her hair, continued to hold her by her hair, and just yanked her to the ground by her hair. Wham! Slammed her. God, how awful. And then he jumped on her and punched her in the back of the head twice, put the cuffs on her, and grabbed her by her hair and yanked her up off of the ground. Can you believe it? Is that crazy? I've already said this in one of my other videos, but I'm on a different channel, and so I'm going to say it again. And for those of you who are watching my YouTube, you have to listen to me again. So what? Anyway, if that video were on the Super Nanny, say, when she comes in for the first day or two or whatever, and they're videotaping, and then she leaves for a little while, and they videotape, and you kind of forget that the camera's rolling. And then she's looking at it when she comes back, and she's, oh, like, remember that man that smacked his little kid in the mouth? Bam, like that, and the kid started crying. You remember, just because he was being lazy in his bed, and she walked up to him, and he just, for whatever reason, he learned that it was okay to smack his kids around. Well, did you know that CPS got involved in that case, and he had to go through anger management classes? He popped her in the mouth and she started crying. What he did was a terrible, horrible thing. People do it to their children all the time. They reach out and they grab something, and you smack their hands, or you let them cry themselves to sleep. What you do to your children is terrible because you think you're spoiling them. Why don't you get rid of your junk? Get rid of that stuff you got on the table so you don't have to slap your child. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Don't let your children cry themselves to sleep. That's one of the most horrible things you can do. I can't believe that you would even think it's okay to let your baby sit in there cry and cry and cry. And if your baby has a stomach ache, why don't you try pressing on their stomach and moving the stuff down through the intestines? Lay them on your knee, on their stomach, and roll them. Roll them. Get that stuff moving through their intestines instead of letting them sit there and cry and cry and cry and cry and cry. There is a way. Colic is probably a stomach ache. It's the food that has gone dry, probably, maybe, in their intestines. I know I'm going off onto something else, and I'm going to get back to Malika Calhoun in just a second in Revolution Books, but this is a very important thing that I want you all to understand. Children are crying for a reason. If you're comforting them and they're not handling it well, maybe you're shaking them too hard, up and down, up and down. Maybe you're ignoring them and let them sit there and cry and cry. They need to touch you. Stop leaving your baby in their car seat. What's the matter with us? Put them in a carrier. Don't say, my back hurts, my back hurts. Put them in a carrier and take them with you everywhere you go on your body. Get rid of those strollers unless you're going to use it to carry, push stuff in. Put your baby on your body. Stop letting your children walk to the bus stop. Stop letting your children walk home from school. Predators are out there and they're stealing them. And then you get mad that a predator took your child and you want justice. Well, here's a little justice for you. Your children are vulnerable. I don't care how old they are. Don't let them be out there alone, especially if you won't let them be at home alone with the door locked. How can you possibly let them walk a mile back and forth to school? All right, I'm going to leave that one alone for now. Let's go back to Malika Calhoun. The Seattle Police Department are trying to link the shootings and the fire with the police brutality march and the people who put it on, Revolution Books. Today I saw on the news, the newspaper, I didn't get the whole thing, but now they're trying to say that there's some kind of we're going to get you sort of messages at the maintenance yard where the police vehicles were set on fire. If this was so well planned and so thought out, then how do they have all this evidence? How do they have allegedly somebody's name? There's a lot of information, rumors going around here in Seattle, Washington. And then it says in the paper they don't know why people would target them. Well, let's see. Maybe it's one of those people you put on death row that was found innocent and you let out. Maybe it was one of those people you put on death row that was found innocent and you murdered them and then you found out they were innocent. Maybe it's one of those people on death row that you won't test their DNA and their family is angry. Maybe it's one of those people that you beat and beat and beat. Maybe it's one of those people you're letting get raped over and over and over and they finally got out. I don't know. I could go through a million long list to give you police officers the reason why somebody might target you. Maybe it's because you're usurping people's rights to life, liberty, and happiness. Maybe it was somebody that was urinating and you charged them with indecent exposure because you got rid of all the toilets and there's nowhere to go. I don't know. But you've been caught on camera over and 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 over brutalizing people. Stop brutalizing people. And I can tell you that Revolution Books and the March Against Police Brutality had nothing to do with the murder of that police officer here in Seattle, Washington, or the police cars being set on fire. I didn't know those people until I was walking past and I found out that they were having a police brutality march. You saw my video. I wasn't even with those people. You can tell that when I was videotaping it, that I was saying, look, there's nobody here, there's nobody here. I didn't know any of them. But I have been going to Revolution Books and I have been meeting with those people, and I can tell you right now, they have nothing to do with that violence, nor do they condone that violence. So you might as well let go of that link right now. Until we overcome evil with love, this world is not going to change. Until the people come together with the revolution and stop calling people names, stop hitting other people, figure out a way to feed the dying, hungry, starving people. Stop thinking that brutality is not happening when it is. Wake up out of your coma. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Please wake up and realize there is a solution, and marching is not it. Not unless you're marching with food and the things you're giving away. Stop chanting evil against the police.